Good evening, Mama, and welcome back to Midlight, your light in the middle of the night. Tonight, I actually want to share something with you about one of my daughters. I have, like I have told you, 9 children, 7 birthed and 2 bonus that I got when I got married to my husband. But one of my daughters, who is now in her 20s, and she has 2 little boys of her own. I guess you're wondering, how old are her children? Well, I'll tell you. My oldest will be 30 in August, and my youngest is 6. So I've been a mama for a minute, and I've been so blessed. But I want to tell you a little story about my daughter. She's precious. She's a gift from the Lord. She's an amazing mother. When she was a teenager, an adult, but still a teenager, she came home, and she said, "Mom, I got a tattoo." And I was shocked because I did not think that this child would ever have a tattoo. So I asked her the natural question, "What kind of tattoo did you get?" And she said, "I got tattooed numbers 6, 24 through 26. And I just looked at her because if you've listened to us before, you know that this is the blessing prayer that I pray over my children every night. And now I have begun even praying over all of you. So how in the world could I be anything but rejoicing when she told me that the very thing that she wanted a tattoo of was the prayer of blessing that I have prayed over her whole life? I was shocked in the best mother way possible. When we choose to bless our children and walk in a way that shows love, our children then are blessed and pass on that blessing to their children. And that is an extension of what we talked about last night about the heritage that we have in our children. And this actually reminds me of an interesting part of the Bible in Joshua chapter 4, 1 through 7 and 21 through 24, where God actually speaks to Joshua after Israel has miraculously crossed the Jordan River on dry ground. And he says, and this is in the ESV, "The Lord said to Joshua, 'Take 12 men from the people and command them, saying, Take 12 stones from here out of the midst of the Jordan, and you shall lay them down in the place where you lodge tonight. And these stones shall be to the people of Israel a memorial forever.'" And the reason that God did this was he wanted them to have these stones taken from the riverbed where the priest stood with the ark and set up at Gilgal a permanent memorial. And the purpose was so that when the children asked, "What do these stones mean?" the parents would tell them the story of how God stopped the Jordan's waters just like he did at the Red Sea, so that they would know and remember the hand of the Lord was mighty. This is a beautiful verse because it reminds us that there are times in our life to put down a stone to remember something that God had done. And I did not think it would come in the form of a tattoo on my daughter, but it is its own memorial, because that prayer that I prayed every night that I never knew would it have the fruit I hoped. Would she remember? Would this be something significant in her life and the lives of her brothers and sisters? But she remembered, and she had it put on herself so that she could always remember the blessing that I prayed over her, just like the people with Joshua needed to remember the miracle that God had worked in the midst of them and gave them what they needed in that moment to cross the Jordan River, just like the Red Sea was parted by Moses. Sometimes it's important to lay down a remembrance of something that God has done as a miracle in your life. Why do I talk about this tonight? I talk about this tonight because sometimes as mamas, we can get so busy just doing everything that needs done. Dishes, laundry, pickups, meaning both pickups at school or sports, but also just like the pickups of the toys and the blankets and the clothing. We can get so busy taking care and tending to our babies in all the ways that they need us, that sometimes we just don't stop and think about the miracle of the things that God has done in our lives as mothers. But I'm going to challenge you tonight to pay attention to the places that you may have overlooked God's goodness in a miracle in your own life. Is it the very baby that you are holding? Is it the home that you are sitting in? Is it the chair that you rock in? There are places in our lives, even if we don't put down a physical stone in a river like Joshua and his people did, we can in our minds remember those very things that we asked God for, or we saw Him move on our behalf. We can write it down maybe for our children to see, or we can just ponder it in our heart, place it in our mind, and tell the Lord, thank you. Thank you for giving me this. Fill in the blank. Is it the life you're living? Is it the family you have? Is this something you longed for a long time? And now you can sit back and say, even in my exhaustion, God, I thank you, because this is a beautiful gift from you, Lord. So tonight is a night of reflection, of thanksgiving, of God as your provider, as God as your protector, as God as your deliverer, and as the one who quiets your heart with His love. Has He done any of those things for you? I know He has for me. I have walked through some seasons in my own life, seasons that were hard, but I have sat in moments where I could look back and say, that was hard, but look what the Lord did in the midst of that season. And I can rejoice, and I can look at those things with my mind's eye and say, the Lord delivered me, the Lord kept me, and He upheld me with His righteous right hand. How blessed am I? So think about that tonight, mamas, if you want to. Places in your life that deserve a memorial stone in your mind. I want to leave you tonight with our prayer, Numbers 6:24 through 26. May the Lord bless you and keep you, make His face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up His face to you and give you peace. Amen. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight at Midlight. I pray you have a wonderful evening. Until next time, Mama, take care.